And then I'm going to invite Nourallah Chakroun, who is founder and director of Inspiring Women Network in Cornwall. Nour is going to be sharing insights from her work connecting and supporting women across a rural area. Welcome, Nour.
Thank you, Rebecca. A seed today is a forest tomorrow. That's what I'd like you to remember from today. I didn't realize I had planted a seed. It all started back in 2008 when I moved to Cornwall with my husband and 17-month-old baby. My husband got a teaching job in a high school in an ancient village in Cornwall, and I was excited to explore the beautiful, romantic countryside of England. But as I walked the streets of Truro, the capital city of Cornwall, I felt like an alien. Nobody looked anything like me. I went to baby play groups, singing groups, church groups, and everyone was white. The sense of isolation was pretty immediate. I had lived all my life in big cities where diversity was the norm, and suddenly I was in a world where I didn't feel I belonged. Then I was told there were people of color here. I just had to find them. Apologies about that. So I did, one by one. Indian, Bangladeshi, Sudanese, Palestinian, Syrian, even Lebanese like me. Many of them mothers, many isolated, some who'd lived in Cornwall for decades and still didn't speak English. All of them hidden, all of them surviving, not thriving. This deep sense of isolation, loneliness, and not belonging was the catalyst for Inspiring Women Network. In 2009, I started a small support group for Muslim and South Asian women to bring together and support all these women to provide a space to feel safe, to connect, learn new skills, learn English, and most importantly, make friends and to feel seen and heard. By 2012, we formally became Inspiring Women Network, a community interest company to connect, inspire, and empower women in Cornwall, particularly women from minoritized backgrounds. And since then, we've never stopped growing. We now support over 800 women a year through one-to-one advocacy, culturally relevant well-being activities, outreach work, anti-racism work, well-being and self-development workshops, community events, and social justice programs. We host 2 flagship events a year, International Women's Day Gala and our Women in Leadership and Entrepreneurship Conference in the autumn. We're still the only women of color-led organization of our kind in Cornwall. But let me be clear, it has not been easy. Cornwall is one of the least racially diverse regions in England. According to the 2011 census, 3 years after I moved to Cornwall, just 1.8% of people identified as non-white. There was no figure for non-white population in 2001 census because the number was so small. But that's not just a statistic, it's a political reality. We face rejection from national funders who said your numbers are too small. We've been dismissed by local institutions who ask, why invest in inclusion when there aren't enough of you? Some schools believe they don't need to change because their students are all white, as if those children will never live or work alongside someone different from them. We've heard the phrase special treatment when we ask for culturally safe spaces. So schools don't diversify the curriculum, councils don't see us, and services don't serve us. In Cornwall, we don't have the infrastructure of big cities, and we don't have local authorities that deeply understand our communities. And what these systems fail to see is that our small numbers don't make us insignificant. They make our work essential. And through every storm, austerity, Brexit, COVID, George Floyd, the cost of living crisis, the refugee crisis, IWN has stood its ground. In all this, we never deviated from mission and vision to bring women together, to connect, inspire, and empower with our vision for a world that is just, equitable, and inclusive for all women and their families. We didn't pivot to whatever was on trend. We stayed true to our values of authenticity, integrity, and justice. And by centering women's lived experiences in everything we do, we empower women. We build community, we fight injustice, we create culturally safe spaces where women don't just survive, they lead. Because at IWN, women are not just service users, They are leaders, facilitators, board members, volunteers. And when a woman comes through our doors, she becomes part of a living ecosystem, a forest, our forest, where she too can plant her seed, grow roots, branch out, and help others grow. We've helped women recover from trauma, leave abusive relationships, start businesses, learn to speak English, get their first job, and find the confidence to lead others, and always with the same ethos by women for women in our community. When we received funding from Rosa, it didn't just give us a grant, it gave us a lifeline. It gave us breathing space, and it gave us credibility. Rosa planted a seed in our forest. It told other funders, this organization is doing vital work. And that grant helped us secure further funding from the FOR and then the National Lottery. But most importantly, it helped us reach more women across rural Cornwall, and it helped us grow. So what is my message today? For my fellow women and fellow organizations, stay true to your values and mission, and look for the funder that understands and values your work. Don't jump on the bandwagon, because the people who use your service are not just numbers. They are real people who need real support. To funders, if you want to shift power, center lived experience, invest in people who are already doing the work, quietly, tirelessly, and with deep-rooted integrity. And let me say this clearly, local doesn't mean small. Rural doesn't mean irrelevant. And a group of Black and brown women gathering in a village hall in Cornwall is radical, transformative work. The last census of 2021, ethnic minorities made up 3.2% of Cornwall's population, an increase from the last census, but still low compared to national levels. For those women, their families, and for our wider community, our work will continue being incredibly vital, radical, and powerful. So yes, we started as a seed, and now we are a forest where women continue to plant their seeds and plant and help and support each other. So I invite you to join us in whatever way you can and watch us continue to grow into a beautiful, dynamic, vibrant forest. And I ask you, what seeds will you plant today? And whose forest are you helping to grow? Because as the saying goes, the best time to plant a seed was 20 years ago. The next best time is right now. Thank you.